It's a fun song. It kind of makes you feel fancy, right? Hey, thanks for staying with us. We love to make you feel good about wherever you are, where you call home. This is Home Wizards.
Yeah, and I'm Eric Stromer, and we do it day and night.
We do it night and day.
That's it.
Day and night. I'm Cindy Dole, and we're talking about growing things inside now because, we can grow things outside, but it's kind of cool to also grow things inside and to grow things that you can eat inside because now there are no excuses. You can't say, well, I don't have enough yard.
I don't have a yard. It's too cold here.
I don't have a yard.
Yeah, I know.
Or it's too cold.
And we say if you got a window, you got a garden.
You got one. So come on. Shape up. Get a garden.
Start growing some carrots for crying out loud.
No, we're just having some fun with you. But seriously, how fun to grow vegetables inside. And
what would you attempt as a first veggie for the inside?
Well, I think it's hard because, there are so many yummy vegetables out there. Let's say, mushrooms are pretty straightforward. If you have space, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You can buy. We got a kit once. It's mushrooms
in a box. Oh, the mushroom kit. I grew those. That was really cool.
So they can grow in a dark cupboard.
By the way, mushrooms are really amazingly good for you.
Yeah.
There's some new studies out that mushrooms and onions are two things you cannot live without. You got to eat them.
White onions?
They're great cancer fighters, so you got to eat them. Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Okay. So mushrooms, straightforward. If you have space in a dark cupboard, you know what I mean? Or tomatoes and peppers and eggplants. All of these are great choices for a sunny windowsill, and it can be grown from seed or those little small plantlets. But let's just kind of talk you through some of the veggies and even the fruits that you can grow inside. All right, carrots and radishes. Now, most root crops, they need a little more depth. Because you think about the carrot and that root, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of long and dangly, right?
Yeah.
And so the thing is, radishes, especially, round ones or globe varieties that don't, root really deeply, they're going to grow well in boxes, or some of those pans that you're going to put in your windowsill. And then, of course, seeds, they can be sown from the late winter until the mid-autumn, and then they produce usable roots. But the round carrot varieties are the ones that are going to be most successful for you in the pots or boxes.
Okay? Good. Because it doesn't go too deep. That's the key.
Yeah. Potatoes. You mentioned that you like to have a baked potato. Who knew?
You can grow potatoes
Grow
in your
potato
windowsill?
inside in your windowsill. So here's the deal.
Okay.
They have these seed tubers, too, that are kind of long and dangling, right? So they're easily grown in a kind of a large pot. You might need a larger pot or even a bucket, and even some plastic sacks you can use, and they'll produce worthwhile, tasty new potatoes. So when you're planting the tubers, you want to leave enough space at the top of the container to add more compost to earth up the plants as they develop, and then the top of the sack can be rolled down and then roll it up as you go.
As you need it.
Isn't that great?
That's pretty cool.
Now, the mushrooms that you say are so good for us,
yeah.
They really are the ideal indoor crop for any time of year, okay? And I'm going to do this right now. Basically, you prepare bags of special compost with mushroom spawn, and you can check this out at one of your specialty nurseries and help you with this. They only then need watering before being left in a draft-free dark space like an attic or a cupboard, and keep it at about 50 to 60 degrees, and the mushrooms will be coming out and showing you love in about a few weeks.
You're kidding.
Yes.
So, because I remember that box that I got as
mushrooms
a present.
in a box, yeah.
They only took, a couple of weeks later, they were ready to go.
It was a kit that we got from one of these flower shows.
Yep.
And so that's the whole idea, is that you don't need to buy it in a box. You can do it yourself.
I'm doing it. I'm doing more mushrooms, doggone it.
Yeah.
You watch me.
And so the idea is, again, you want to keep the mushrooms in a draft-free dark space. You prepare these bags of special compost with mushroom spawn, okay? And that sounds a little tricky. You'll probably need to go to a nursery, or maybe you could go online.
Sounds like a sci-fi movie.
It kind of does.
Spawn.
Spawn, yeah, like SPAWN. Yeah. And then you get that, and then you just put a little bit of water, and then you put it in the dark place, and then magical things will happen in 3 weeks. And you're going to have
magic mushrooms.
Your mushrooms. I mean, so the people that came up with that kit were kind of genius because they were
genius.
They were making a lot of money on it.
I see them. They sell those at Whole Foods, I think.
Oh, the mushroom boxes.
Yeah, the mushroom boxes.
Okay, so see, you don't need to do that. You can make your own mushroom
box. That's right.
box.
Why buy the box? It's
I
gonna
know.
be way more money.
How about beans and peas?
No way.
Like green beans, right?
You can do green beans.
French I love French cut green beans, right? And they can be sown in pots from late winter onwards for early pods, and then dwarf little beans can also be growing well inside. The tall runner beans, they grow on these kind of cane wigwams or on a string up the side of a kind of a sunny conservatory or decorative as wall art almost. Because, but the dwarf peas and beans, they are the ideal for houseplants. And boy, you're going to end up with some really yummy, juicy veggies out of that.
All right, good.
Now to some fruits.
No way.
Are you ready
fruits.
to grow fruit inside?
I am, but I don't know if it's possible. Can I
well,
really
you
do
can.
this?
I mean, the Greeks, they had citrus inside all the time. It was a big thing to have, and the Romans to have a conservatory, right? Or like this little special porch where they would have olives and citrus fruits, right?
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned your apricot glaze for chicken. Are you ready growing apricots and peaches?
Peaches inside.
And figs and grapes and citrus.
You're crazy.
Really,
this is crazy talk.
With the exception of strawberries, most fruit-producing plants are trees or shrubs that need a deep, nutritious root run. So choose containers that are at least a foot in diameter. But you can grow strawberries inside.
Okay, I didn't know this.
So
I got to tell you, if I could do the fruits inside, I think that'd be a really fun science thing for my kids.
Be a great project. So here's what you
because
want to
they'll
make
eat
sure.
the fruit.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know about the veggies.
So
but
in
they'll
general, you want to have a soil-based compost.
Okay.
That's going to be key. That you're going to put over a generous layer of drainage material like little pebbles or gravel, and then you're going to water and feed regularly, especially while the plants are bearing the fruits, right? And you're going to be ready to go. You might want, as they grow, you might need to move them to larger pots or even smaller tubs. But I love the idea. You want to make sure you have, the temperature should be, let's say for peaches and nectarines, should be in a sunny spot of your house, like 50 to 55 degrees, no cooler than that.
And I wonder how big the fruit gets inside. Do you think it gets small? Is it small fruit, or does it kind of grow to maturation like the stuff you get in the market?
Well, I haven't done this yet, but they're saying that it is the same size. I mean, the key is, again, to have it in a sunny spot of your home and to make sure you have plenty of drainage material because you don't want them to rot, right?
Right.
But you should end up with the fruit the same size. Yeah.
Man.
So peaches, how about mulberries? It's almost like a blackberry, right? It's a slow-growing tree that you could keep inside your house. A mulberry.
Here we go around the mulberry bush.
See?
There it is.
Yes,
right there. We can all
that.
run around this tiny
It's
little
that.
window mulberry bush.
It's a game, too, now,
That's
right?
it, yeah.
And so you want to just make sure it has bright, indirect light in a ventilated area that's no colder than 55 degrees and no warmer than 70 degrees. But now you're growing mulberries inside your house.
I'm the envy of everyone.
See? How about pomegranates? I love pomegranate seeds. Do you not? In a salad?
I eat them all the time.
They're really yummy.
Yeah, they are.
So all you need to do, and it also has a very beautiful scarlet flower.
Oh,
And so,
really?
Yeah. So this little miniature fruit, you basically need plenty of ventilation and sunlight, but it's going to be something that you can grow, especially in late summer and autumn, in a pot in your house. A dwarf pomegranate.
Man, that'd be fun.
Yeah. How about figs? Are you a fig guy?
I am. I've got fig spread. During the holidays, they had all those great spreads and cheese combinations. Have you had the fig spread and the cheese? Oh, my goodness.
It's a good combination.
Man, if I could grow my own figs,
yes.
forget about
Okay,
it.
well, here it is. You can do this. So basically, you need a temperature range of about 55 to 65 degrees. And you want to make sure that you have you want to keep it in a spot that is away from direct sun. It actually likes kind of a dappling of light. Okay?
So it's not direct.
It's not direct.
Okay.
And I remember growing up that we had a fig tree on the side of our house, and it would just produce so many figs, and it was kind of a shady area, just a little bit of a dappling of light.
Right.
You want temperature to be around 55 to 65 degrees, and you can limit the mature size of the plant, but it still might be necessary to prune later on in the summer and the winter to control because it could really grow. But you want to have it, it's going to do really well as a house plant, and then you're going to have fruit to boot.
Well,
Figs.
that's amazing.
Yeah. So try out the fig. A couple more to tell you about.
Okay.
You can actually grow grapes inside. Are you ready for this?
Well, that could
You
be
can
the
train
start
them.
of the Stromer vineyard.
You can, and on the walls, in your home. You can have grapes training up the walls and or across the roof of a conservatory.
That'd be lovely in my boudoir, so I could just pluck a delicious grape while I was
Isn't that? It sounds nuts.
dozing off.
Doesn't that sound kind of nuts?
Kind of Dionysian.
Like you're surrounded by nature, but here it is, a vine that would look really beautiful, trained up a wall, and you can do it, okay? Growing it inside. And a couple more fruits. Strawberries. Yes, you can grow strawberries in pots on a sunny windowsill. Again, you don't have a garden? No excuses. You can grow strawberries. They will fruit almost continuously from summer until mid-autumn.
You just when people come over, you say, "I've got to go into the vineyard now," and you just walk over to the window.
And all you do is to stimulate the strawberries. You pot up plants in the autumn, and then you leave them in a well-lit room. The plants should develop edible crops from the spring on, and you are done. You've got strawberries right in your windowsill. Can you believe it?
I can't. I
mean,
didn't know
it's
it was
just
possible.
nuts. So all these things, we'll put them on a website, but you now can grow herbs, vegetables, and fruit in your home.
Might as well introduce livestock into the living area.
Oh, no. Llamas.
I got a llama in the bedroom.
Sheep.
That's right.
That sounds a little wild, but you could do it. Anyway, when we come back, it's almost time. Well, it is time for football. It always is time. We've got some great ideas to serve up
Big
a
games
football
this weekend.
viewing party. What to serve. We got it. Eric Stromer, Cindy Dole. You're listening to Home Wizards.